My husband was unsuccessful at taking his own life. I feel empty. In September, my husband took a large amount of medication and washed it down with alcohol. He worked from home, but rented a room at a nearby hotel for this act. Before he went through with it, he wrote an email to the local police, informing them of his intentions and where they could find him. He wanted to delay the message, but I think he messed that part up. They found him quickly and were able to save him. I was at work when I received the news. I was pulled into the principal's office at the end of the day. A police officer started talking about what was happening and that he was alive and being transported to the hospital. I felt like I was in a daze. Everything seemed cloudy. I couldn't believe he was talking about my husband. Just hours earlier, I had seen him twice when he brought me coffee and lunch. Everything felt so normal. It turns out my husband is an alcoholic, a liar, and he clearly has no regard for my daughters and my safety. I later discovered he had taken a credit card out in my name. I had been telling his family that things felt off. He was sleeping at odd hours and seemed drunk often, but we could never prove it. I kept asking him if he'd talked to his doctor, urging him to find out what was wrong. His driving was erratic, and I even turned to Reddit, asking about dehydration and reading medical threads. I had convinced myself he might have a rare condition that turned food into alcohol. I think my concerns scared him into realizing I might uncover his secrets. He was in the hospital for a month and spent a week in a mental facility. Now he's attending group therapy, individual therapy, and AA meetings. His family calls regularly and invites him over. I've been trying to process everything I've learned about the man I've been married to for almost 25 years. Apparently, this has been going on for the last 5 to 6 years, worsened by the isolation of COVID and working from home. He's slowly isolated himself and stopped talking to friends. I tried to get him to go out with me, to take me to dinner or join friends, but nothing worked. We've been living separate lives for at least 2 of those years. I am so angry. I think about all the times he drove while under the influence with my daughter and me, or just her. He showed no regard for our safety. She would come home scared of how he was driving, but he dismissed her fears, saying she was just being dramatic. I eventually stopped allowing him to pick her up or take her anywhere. I wouldn't let him drive me if I sensed something was off. I knew he was drinking, but I didn't know how deep it went. Does that make sense? I feel foolish. I hate that I fell for his lies. I hate him so much, but I also still love him. He treated me so well, and that makes it hard to leave. Outside of all this, he is a wonderful husband, the sweetest, most caring, and forgiving person I've ever known. He's relapsed 3 times, and he lies every time. When he does, he's angry that he's still alive, believing that if he were gone, we would all be happier. We hide all the keys, his wallet, sometimes even his phone. He's not allowed to drive anywhere. We bought a breathalyzer to check when we suspect he's been drinking. My oldest son treats his father like a child, while my daughter avoids him, treating him like an annoying little brother. I worry constantly. He just wants to be with me, and if I leave, he might try again. I can't help someone who doesn't want to help themselves. It's draining, tiring, stressful, and depressing. I don't want to talk to him because everything he says feels like a lie. There's no trust left. No one knows what I'm going through. I have no one to talk to. I hide behind a fake smile and a happy demeanor during the day, only to come home to this reality.